We should be thinking about what we require for a safe return, and that's safe for pupils and their families, for staff and their families, and for the wider community. We need to plan it with teachers and with doctors in mind. Our government abandoned community testing when they shouldn't have done. We went into lockdown too late. We had the Cheltenham Festival when we really shouldn't have done, and there have been mistakes which have cost lives. So we want the science in public so it can be looked at. And we really need to think that contact tracing has to be up and running, we think, before we go to this next stage.
Well,
The risks are just too high. She's too little to understand about the social distancing measures that are out there, and I think it's more important that she stays at home where she's safe and she's happy.
We can make sure that you have one adult per class and that you cap class sizes at 15.
You can sit here and guarantee that no teacher is going to catch coronavirus as a result of going back to school.
Well, the only way ever to ensure that you never catch coronavirus is to stay at home completely. There is always, in any loosening of these restrictions, a risk of people catching the coronavirus.
You have to think about all the play equipment they would touch. They touch each other, they're in the toilets, they have drinks. All those things would need to be cleaned thoroughly all the time, and it's just not possible to do.
There are still very high rates of new cases. There are still very high rates of deaths across the country. I feel that it is all being very rushed.
Children at this age do not understand social distancing. I'd be very surprised if any of them did. We would really struggle with, I would say, 5 children in this space.
I understand that from one member of SAGE that the formal advice to ministers is that you need to have a high-functioning track and trace system ready before you do things like reopen schools or non-essential shops. Yet Downing Street say that is weeks away.
Does it smite your heart a bit that this is all going to have to go?
Not just a bit. We're asking them not to interact with each other, not to play together. Is it childcare, or are we still continuing to develop those children?